the level to another level. They go beyond the level they've ever gone beyond before. And now Wycheck sits on the line against a man, a wild card, who has made his way somehow. Wycheck, our 99.5 first place qualifier from yesterday. He creeps off the line. Wycheck slides off the line in that incredible A90 Supra. Through the gears they come, and Olsen will not let Wycheck get away as he fires through initiation. Wycheck a little understeer, slows the car down, but now picks it back up again. Fires on big angle, gets into the outside zone. He's going to go wide though. He holds on to it. Olsen stands on the foot brake and balances that Carbon Kevlar S15 right where it needs to be. As now Wycheck finds that perfect qualifying line. Flames are up from the back of the car as he pushes it across the line. Supra. Well, they're back on the line, ready to rock and roll, and you can see into gear. We wait for the green light, and it is time for go. As you can see, Peter Wycheck, they're pedaling the car, trying to get that grip down. Doesn't want to let Olsen get away, as Olsen now works his way through the gears, flicks that car to angle on initiation. And look at this from Wycheck, absolutely beautiful, onto the side of that Carbon Kevlar S15. As now Wycheck goes for it again, a little wobble, as Simon Olsen sets himself up for that outside zone. Back across the track they go, back once again as Wycheck dives through the smoke, looks for the door, hunting down Simon Olsen as he pushes the Norwegian across the line.
Yeah, Simon just really run.
I think I got the win. Slide him left for Olsen, right for Wycheck. Who's going to go through to the top 8? Will it be Poland or Norway? It's going to be Poland. Wycheck gets a win and one closer. Certainly could be. It'd be good to see Simon Olsen in a full season of Drift Masters, that's for sure. He's got only I'm going to find out here as Shanahan look almost jumps that start line. He can do that. It is legal for him to do as he comes through now through the gears. Down they come. Look at this. Shanahan onto the back bumper already. A big flick from Pavel Korpolinski. Shanahan opens up the angle, trying to gain some ground back, but he's got too hard. Takes the whole front end off of the GT86. As Shanahan now, can he manage to get around as Korpolinski balances that S14 right where it needs to be? Shanahan trying to get himself back into the fight as Korpolinski takes it to the wall. Shanahan on the door, across the line.
Holy, that...
Starline Marshall Marcy is just going to give a quick check. As door slam closed on Shanahan's car. Could we see a little bit of redemption here for Shanahan? Is he going to go for it? Push too hard maybe as he comes through the gears down there over the hill as he flicks that car nice and early to angle. Already lighting the tyres on the back of that GT86. Gets himself set up nicely. Now Pavel Korpolinski goes a little wide, drops wheels over the edge of the track as Shanahan finds the outside zone. Korpolinski finds the pocket, puts the front bumper right up onto the door. Shanahan bursts through the smoke. Shanahan on the wall as Korpolinski looks for the door once again, trying to find anything in this one as he goes wheel to wheel across the line. Right for Shanahan. It's one vote for Korpolinski. It's for Korpolinski getting the win and advancing through, and Shanahan shakes his head. The higher qualifier deciding to check up from our Starline Marshall Martin. The shirt's on, the light goes green, they slam into the gears and through the start line as Marco Zaccaril works his way through the gears onto the back bumper of the Finnish driver's Toyota Chaser. Fires down into the initiation zone, and Marco Zaccaril dials on more angle to avoid any such incident this time. Now works his way into that groove. Look at him, dialed in, onto the door he goes. Left foot braking as Jarkko Euler leads them through the centre of the circuit. Euler up to the wall. Zaccaril, strange line on the inside of the circuit, now has to work to get back onto the side of that JZX 100. Already building on Marco Zaccaril's car. He's ready to go. He starts to apply the pressure to the handbrake to get a good launch off the line as Euler breaks through that start line. Down through the gears they come, over the hill. Big initiation from both guys. Jarkko Euler not kept in the dark though. Look at this, firing through. The Finnish driver wants this one. It's a beautiful lead and chase so far from both guys as Jarkko Euler starts to put that chaser right where it needs to be. A little shy on some of those transitions from Marco Zaccaril though, not as deep into the zones we'd like to see, and now Jarkko Euler loses some ground as Zaccaril takes it over the line. Yeah. Marco Zaccaril, will it be all over? Left for Euler, right for Zaccaril. It's going to be a one more time. Randaloo now into the top 16 with James Dean out calling me a rookie. I'm a driver, I'm in this. Ooh, and we got a false start.
Here we go. So this is where the laser beams come into play, which is something I never thought I would say in drifting.
Yeah, laser beams in drifting. So yeah, I mean, we've got that laser beam across at the front of the start of the lead car, and you start to, you know, feel the wrath of Drift Masters behind the scenes. Here we go. They get a clean one this time. They come through the gears. It's going to be Connor Falvey to lead out Oliver Randaloo through the gears. Falvey fires that car in. The Carbon Kevlar S15 being put to work this weekend, but look at this from Randaloo. He's not second in the championship for nothing as Randaloo, the Estonian, fires onto the rear bumper, the side of that Carbon Kevlar S15. as Conor Falvey puts it where it needs to be. There is no shaking Oliver Randalou right now. He is turned up to 100. He's feeling good, and he's absolutely bullying Conor Falvey.
Wow. In his ear going, you're going to have to take his door off through this entire run. And Oliver Randalou will give him that opportunity.
Well, he will do, that's for sure. As they come off the line through the gears, Conor Falvey will feel pumped up. He'll know that he can't let Oliver Randalou take an inch here as Randalou fires in that yellow E46 BMW. Falvey goes for a big dive down on the inside. Backs off a little bit on that transition now. Works his way back in to the outside zone. But look at Randalou. That car is turned up to 100 as now Falvey shortcuts the circuit ever so slightly to try and get into the side of that E46 BMW. But Randalou is up and gone.
Wow, super.
What way is it going to be? Is it going to be left for Falvey, right for Randalou? It's one for Falvey. It's Conor Falvey gets the win. Advancing.
No.
Right back on the start line. He wants to be the 2025 champion. He wants to be a two-time Drift Masters champion. This could be the weekend. The championship flips for him as he comes through the gears are down. McKeever's on the back bumper of that GT86 and closer than anyone else as McKeever goes for the rear wheel. He washes wide but holds on to it. Shanahan fires into the outside zone. McKeever deals with it as they both put it right where they need to be. Shanahan now scrubs a little angle, trying to drive away from McKeever. As McKeever now looks for the side again of that GT86 and parks it on the door across the line.
Dwayne knows that he put in a crazy chase.
Well, just leave that there for now. He's going to have to put down an immaculate lead run, that's for sure, as he slams through the gears. We know Shanahan's got what it takes, and look at this from Shanahan, repaying the favour even closer than McKeever on initiation. That didn't even make sense what he just done right there. They both transition. McKeever goes for it. Shanahan's onto the back bumper. Shanahan goes for the front wheel. He dials in, shallows up the angle, looks for the transition. He's down on the inside. Once again, almost takes the front end off the GT86 as he puts the front wheel to the door. Shanahan pushing McKeever over the line. Closer to gaining more points. Slide them left for Shanahan, right for McKeever. It's one vote for Shanahan. It's going to be Conor Shanahan getting the win, advancing through to the top 8.
It's going to be the difference between winning or losing.
It's qualifying yesterday, but he's kind of been refining the setup, refining the car, getting the car ready. And look at this, he's drag racing him down the start line as he goes for the side of the car. Big flick from Heinemann as he puts that car at an incredible angle, and it catches Bortolasco out as he hangs onto the throttle, pushes the throttle further through the floor than he has before, but he goes deep in there and it's smoke from the bonnet. There's smoke from the bonnet, and Heinemann shuts it down, and Bortolasco is going to carry on the run, and I think we just see an engine failure from Laurie Heinemann.
It's incredible. It sounds amazing, but this is the risk that you take.
Yeah, there we go. We make it official, and Juha Bortolasco will get the win unanimously and move through to our
lead of those championship points. That is a lot of pressure, and it's not,
because it could make a massive difference by the end of this weekend. Here we go, off the line. Marko Zakarel's chased down Jarkko Jula. Finland versus the Czech Republic right now as Jarkko Jula fires in that big Jason X100. Look at this from Zakarel, though. Found a little bit more grip in the car, a little bit more pressure, a little bit more power as he unleashes it, dives across, but he's out of formation, now gets himself back into it. Jarkko Jula puts on a beautiful lead line at the moment, on throttle nice and early in the outside zone. Zakarel dials on the angle, looks for the side of that JZX across the line.
It really is, and it's interesting.
While touching wood. Here we go, they're on the line, green light ready to go, and it's Zakarel to lead out Jarkko Jula as they fire through the gears. Zakarel needs a nice clean lead line here. Look at that, fires that BMW to angle, puts his foot to floor, now starts to drive away. Jarkko Jula deals with it, matches the angle, now tries to gain some lost ground in that outside zone as Jarkko Jula puts the front end of that JZX100 right up in Marko Zakarel's business. They get into that second to last outside zone towards the wall as Marko Zakarel drags.
Coming up.
Well, here we go, slide them left for Zakarel, right for Jarkko Jula. It's one vote for Zakarel. It's going to be Marko Zakarel getting the win, but it's a split judging.
Kevin Passer, Jakob Passer.
Do here against a man that's line driving is unbelievable. Well, Kuba Bryczkowski comes off the line in that GR86 through the gears as Kevin Passer, the Estonian, hunts him down. He flicks that car from left to right as they fire over the hill down into initiation. And it's a beautiful lead line, but it's a little wide for Bryczkowski as he puts the rear wheels now into the outside zone. There's no shaking Passer, though. The Estonian can't be shaken as they fire through the middle of the circuit. Passer goes for the dive once again, down on the door. He knows how good Bryczkowski is. He knows he can trust that lead line, and he trusts him the whole way. Bryczkowski are ready to rock and roll, starts to creep off the line already. We get the green light as Kevin Passer's bumper pops up. Tyres are light already as they fire through the gears. And look at this from Kevin Passer. He's absolutely up and gone. This man has turned that car up to 250. Pushkonski goes wide. He goes wide again. He's trying to keep up with the Estonian driver. Pushkonski on the inside of the circuit. Kevin Passeur's car is like a rocket ship right now as he fires around Mondello Park. Puts that car into the outside zone. Pushkonski gets the shortcut, tries to tag the door and gets lost once again.
Holy Kevin.
Pushkonski knows the way this is going to go. Maybe, maybe not. Left for Pushkonski, right for Passeur. It's one vote for Passeur. It's Kevin Passeur getting the win and advancing through.
If he's like this,
He's got a cheat code somewhere.
something in the gear.
Well, here we go. It looks like we have got these guys ready to go now. Starlight Marshall ready. The light goes green. They're through the gears. Kvyat opting to chase the higher qualifier down, the lower qualifier down as they fire through. Jakob Kroll puts that car where it needs to be. Kvyat wheel on the dirt as they transition back. Kvyat goes for a huge transition. Looks for the back bumper and a carbon Kevlar S14.9. They transition back once again as Kvyat is there all over the business. How does he make it work? Jakob Kroll's on an absolute heater out front, but you cannot move or lose the Norwegian sledgehammer. Battle. Jakob Kroll, the Polishman, ready to chase down, but can he hang with the pace and the speed with the Norwegian? The light goes green, they slam through the gears. Kvyat to lead out Kroll as they come over the hill through the gears. A big early flick from Kvyat as he puts that car right to where it needs to be. And look at the lead line, look at the smoke, and it throws Kroll right off the edge of the circuit. Kroll can't hang with the pace of Kvyat as he gets himself back into the fight, but Kvyat is already starting to pull away once again as he fires onto the wall. Jakob Kroll cutting the circuit to keep with the Norwegian as they go wheel to wheel across the line. Kroll right for Kvyat. It's one vote for Kvyat. It's Torane Kvyat getting the win, advancing through to the top 8. And legends go head to head. Then it's going to be Zakaril Falvey, Shanahan Connor. Less and less countries and less big name drivers. He's opted to lead first. As Piotr Wojciech, the highest qualifier of round 4 here in Ireland, leads out Paweł Korpolinski, and Korpolinski will know what he needs to do, and he does it already as he jumps onto the back bumper of that A90 Supra. And look at the pace from Piotr Wojciech as he puts that car right it needs to be. It looked like he was going to completely fall off track, but he held on to it. Korpolinski holding on right now as they fire into the wall section. I don't think that Piotr Wojciech has come off the throttle from the moment he left the start line. This is unbelievable to do here at Mondello Park, and that is unbelievable.
It's unreal. I mean, it's melting wallpaper right now. It's crazy.
He's taking the paint off the back bumper of Korpolinski's car if it was still there, that's for sure. Match the angle, match the speed, and matches the proximity as they come down the hill for initiation. Firing through. Korpolinski goes right to the edge of the circuit, but look at this from Wojciech. He's right there with him. No mistakes so far as Wojciech looks for the rear wheel of that Nissan 206. He goes for an early transition. He's going to pop through the smoke, and he does as they both go to the wall, onto the second wall, wheel to wheel across the line. Decisions in. It's been easy for the judges. Left for Wojciech, right for Korpolinski. It's one vote for Wojciech. It's Piotr Wojciech gets the win and advances through to the final 4. Opting to chase first. It's been working for him so far.
Let's just throw the notes away and just send it.
Well, there we go. The spotters would have been watching Connor Falvey, and they would have been relaying that information to Zakaril, and they know what Falvey's got. Look at this. Falvey opens up a nice initiation right to the edge of the circuit, and look at that from Zakaril. He trusted it, lent that car onto the S15 as they fire into this outside zone 4. Zakaril on the inside though, as Falvey fulfills a beautiful outside line, flicks that car across the circuit. Zakaril takes the back bumper off of Falvey's S15, but Falvey's unfazed, puts the car to the wall, puts it to the second wall, looks for the finish line and across the line. Lead line. Now we need to see some aggression come through the show for it here. He is the higher qualifier. He knows he's got a good lead line. Falvey needs to trust him and push onto it. They get the green light ready to go through the gears. Over the hill they come. Falvey leads to jump on the back bumper, and he's going to go for a strange initiation. He's not as close as Zakaril. Now he needs to start working as Zakaril puts that car where it needs to be. Oh, wow! Falvey goes for it. Takes a dose of medicine and puts it to the door as they now fire through that outside zone. Falvey going to be looking to come down the inside. He goes for that dive, but look at Zakaril. He's a man possessed right now as he puts the back end to the wall. And again, Falvey has no answer across the line. For Connor Falvey, one vote for Marco Zakaril. It's Marco Zakaril getting the win and advancing through to the final 4. We say goodbye to Connor Falvey to lead out you across the line as the light goes green. Shanahan to lead out Poitalasso for a spot in the top 4 away. Who's it going to be? And an early initiation from Shanahan as he locks up the front brake, puts that car right where it needs to be. Poitalasso goes wide, drops wheels off the edge of the track as Shanahan finds his way into this long outside zone, starts to smoke out the Finnish driver as Shanahan transitions. Poitalasso needs to get himself into the fight, and he goes for a big dive, but his wheels off the edge of the circuit once again as Shanahan drags him across the line.
Yeah, Connor laying base, or do you hold back a little?
I think Shanahan's going to do what you don't leave anything on the table. Go out there, drive 100% and make the judges put you into the next step of competition. Here we go. Light goes green. Through the gears they come. Shanahan already smoking wheels on the back of that GT86. As Poitalaxco puts that car to the edge of the circuit, picks up that first outside zone now. Clean line as it comes through. Go right to the edge of the circuit from Poitalaxco. As Shanahan now balances his way through, dives onto the rear wheel of that BMW E92 as they fire through, bumper to bumper on the transition, pop the smoke, comes through Shanahan as he now looks for the door. That E92 BMW squeezes up on the inside across the line. He cement that championship. Slide him left for Shanahan, right for Poitalaxco. It's one vote for Shanahan. It's going to be Conor Shanahan taking a win, advancing through to the final four, and we lose the Finnish driver.
This right now for Tony Kavia, this is everything for his...
For Torani Kavia to jump up the order a little bit and maybe sit second behind Shanahan as we go into Riga in just a few weeks' time. Here we go, though, through the gears, off they go. It's going to be Kevin Vasseur to lead out Torani Kavia. Kavia matches the angle, and look at the proximity for Kavia. He leans on. Oh, and it's a mistake. Leans on the back of Kevin Vasseur, and it puts him into a mistake as they fire into the outside zone. Kavia now trying to hunt down Kevin Vasseur as they fire into the second to last outside zone. Kavia goes for it, but it's all over the show as he almost hits the wall and loses some ground. Because we'll probably need to find out. And he's already smiling. He's already going, yeah, you're going to need to know what happened here, that's for sure. So he knows what we don't know, that's for sure. That's why he's the judge. Here we go. They're back on the line. It's going to be Kavia to lead out Kevin Vasseur. Can Kevin Vasseur hang with Kavia? That's the big question. Kavia's been throwing down these huge initiations as he fires through the gear, flicks that car across the circuit. Wow, look at the angle, look at the pace. He's gone super wide. His wheels off track. He blows the cones into the middle of the circuit. Kevin Vasseur dives in, hangs with him, as now Kevin Vasseur tries to get himself back into the fight. As Torani Kavia fires through the circuit, he's angry. The Norwegian sledgehammer wants to get the win, but he's throwing everything at it. So right for Torani Kavia. It's one vote for Kevin Vasseur. It's Kevin Vasseur going through to the final four as we say goodbye to Torani. Only 3 of them will be standing. 4, he's been proving himself here at Drift Masters, but Piotr Wojciech doesn't need to prove himself. He is a former champion. They come through the gears, down over the hill as they fire in, and Zacharil leans that car to angle as he tries to follow Piotr Vincek, but Vincek is absolutely up and gone. The grip, the pace in that Toyota Supra is phenomenal, and Zacharil now tries to get himself back in the battle. Zacharil tries to hang with Wojciech as Wojciech puts it right to the edge of the circuit, to the wall, across the line.
Or in a vehicle that it looked like he was on this last run. It's do or die, Mr. Zacharil, as he takes the lead.
Here we go, yeah, then backfiring as he comes off the line. Zacharil to lead out Wojciech as Wojciech stares down, slams that car through the gears, he flicks it to angle. Zacharil puts that car where it needs to be. Nice line so far, but Wojciech goes wide, puts cones up, spins the car as he hits Zacharil.
Oh, yeah.
He just tried to start the car. Here we go. We need a decision. Left for Zacharil, right for Wojciech, who's going to the final. It's going to be Piotr Wojciech. Gets the win, advances through to the final now.
Is on the shoulders of the very young.
Sits on the line, leading the points right now, hoping to bag a load more and move himself further ahead than anyone else. He creeps off the line. It's Shanahan to lead out. Kevin Vasseur for a spot in the final awaits as Shanahan flicks that GT86 from left to right. Oh! Vasseur goes on the inside, puts a wheel up on the curb. Shanahan unfazed as Vasseur now pushes the back end of that GT86, goes for a dive, tags the door once again because Vasseur is coming angry at this one, dives through the smoke because Shanahan puts a back bumper towards the wall. Kevin Vasseur can't be shaken as he puts the wheel to the door one more time. Yeah, here we go. Kevin Vasseur sits in that lead position. Shanahan to chase him down. Spite the final awaits against Piotr Wojciech as they pop off the start line through the gears. The green light pops into vision as they now hammer through the gears, and Kevin Vasseur fires that car in. Big angle, big pace, big speed. As Shanahan tries to regain some lost ground, he shortcuts that outside zone as Kevin Vasseur gets into outside zone 4, opens up the throttle, tries to drive away from the Irishman, but Shanahan is right with him as they transition bumper to bumper into this second to last outside zone. Shanahan onto the rear wheel, onto the door, across the line. Looks like the decision's in. Slide him left for Vasseur, right for Conor Shanahan. It's one vote for Conor Shanahan. It's Conor Shanahan going to the final. Kevin Purser will face off.
Almost no one stopped him. It's been keep that consistency throughout the rest of this season, and he's got such a big shot. Look, it holds to the rules no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how much these guys don't play games. He pulled through the start line, he got the strobe light and said, well, maybe I won't. And Kevin Purser, ladies and gentlemen, going to do a buy run there, just going to put on a show for all the amazing fans here at Mondello Park in Ireland. Grandstands sold out, 10 deep around the fence. These guys have been an incredible atmosphere all weekend. Always happy to see drifting in Mondello Park. Well, there we go. We need to make it official. It's going to slide left for Kevin Purser as he takes it officially to the podium.
Ever forget. Piotr Vincek takes the lead.
He presses the button for what will be one of the last times this weekend. The light goes green and Wycheck fires that car through the start line and through the gears as Shanahan jumps straight onto the back bumper. He fires it alongside him. They go angle for angle, matched mirror image as they transition to outside zone 4. Wycheck stalls up, can't get deep into that zone. As Shanahan follows him through, as Shanahan pops through the smoke, Wycheck goes for the wall, Shanahan goes for the door. They both put back bumper to back bumper on the wall. And in European drifting now, look alongside each other. The doors are going to slam shut. The cars are going to slam into gear. Marcin gives a thumbs up. The light will go green, and this could be the final run of round 4 of 2025 as they hammer through the gears. Wycheck is focused. He knows what he needs to do, and he mirrors the angle, and he's closer than Shanahan on initiation, but Shanahan's cleaner than Wycheck. Shanahan gets into the outside zone. Wycheck follows him. Oh, he tags the door. Almost puts them both into a spin. They transition through the smoke as both cars go wheel to wheel. The bumper comes off, and Wycheck's car as he pushes Shanahan across the line.
A battle for the ages, right? I'm holding my breath, Ian. I'm holding my breath.
Here we go. It's in. Who's it going to be? Left for Shanahan, right for Wycheck. It's one vote for a one more time. It's a one more time! David Kalas pulls up to the start line. The Polishman, look, as he slots that Red Bull Toyota GT86 into gear and comes off the line. This is it for the final time this weekend. The battle begins as Wycheck fires in. Shanahan goes closer than he did before. Now starts to look for the side of that Toyota Supra as he transitions bumper to bumper. They both get into outside zone 4. No mistakes this time for either guy as they fire through. Shanahan looks for the door. He creeps up the inside as the tail lights disappear from the back of that Supra. Shanahan goes for the door across the line.
Just another monumental.
For possibly what was going to be.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go.
The wheel.
Right,
just
so there
exploding.
you go. In the drone's face. And it's down to the judges now to decide, if that was over the finish line. Because we're in no position to call that. Look at that. Completely destroyed the wheel.
That is...